Alright, hi everyone, this is Andy from ilovesevastopol.com. It's a travel blog specializing in Ukraine and specifically in Sevastopol and Crimea. I lived there for a couple years, so anyway, if you're interested in that region, check out the blog. It's just travel tips and some cultural insights and whatnot. So anyway, I'm not there right now. I'm home in Orange County right now for the holidays, and so I thought I'd put up a little review for something I got for Christmas from my wife, actually. This is the Rick Steves Civita Day Pack, and that's spelled C-I-V-I-T-A, and it's a great little backpack. You see it's got two straps, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. Get into the details. If you're not familiar with Rick Steves, there's his signature. He's a fairly well-known travel guide. He specializes in most of Europe, but apparently not Ukraine. He hasn't put out a specific book for Ukraine. Maybe I'll take him around sometime. Just messing. Well, that'd be cool. So anyway, he's got a travel show on public television. He's got a website, ricksteves.com, and he is the mastermind behind the Backdoor series of travel guides. You may have seen these. If you're anywhere in the major tourist destinations in Europe, you're going to find people carrying books that look just like this. I've used them with great success, so a little props to Rick Steve. I don't know him, so I'm not necessarily a fanboy. I'm just a happy customer and user of his products. So anyway, it's my first non-book product produced by Rick and his team, and so I was interested to check it out. There you go, get a little view of it. I took it out the other day for a 2 or 3 mile hike. I was with my dad, and he was carrying my baby girl in the child carrier on his back, and I was testing out this guy. I loaded it down, probably about 8 pounds maybe of items in it. I mean, it was just strictly a test, just to see what, how the bag felt and reacted to being loaded up. That's obviously not a lot of weight, but if you're just out for a day hike or a day trip from a main, you have a base somewhere, and you're just going out for the day, it holds more than you'll need, hopefully, barring serious disaster. Okay, so, well, every backpack has straps. These ones are pretty nice. They're real thin and streamlined, but well padded, so that's obviously a good design. You see the little cinch pouches here for, water or any type of, I guess you could put a camera lens in there if you really wanted to. Or if you have kids, a snack cup or juice box, whatever will go in there fine. Let's see. These cinch down really well. I was pretty impressed with that. Real tight, they hold firm. I mean, you practically put money in there, it probably wouldn't fall out. I wouldn't do that, but you could. The front pocket there's 3 main compartments. You see the 3 zippers. Try and get the tag out of the way there for you. 3 zippers. Let's see. So, front pocket, next pocket, the main compartment. Okay, so the front one is obviously the smallest. I've got, I would put just the things you got to get to as quickly as possible. I've got hand sanitizer, little phrase book, Rick Steves. Let's see, pacifier for my 1-year-old daughter. Don't want to be without that in time of need. Little either candy, I mean, you can put gum or whatever, just examples of stuff that go in there. I have my passport here just to show you the size of the compartment. I wouldn't put my passport in this, but anyway. And of course a cell phone. Maybe that's not a big deal when you're out traveling and you're not on your home network, but keep up with what time it is, or if you got an iPhone, you could have all kinds of travel apps or phrase books and whatnot on there. Alright, so the next compartment is progressively larger, just to show you the size. Here is the Rick Steves Backdoor. This is probably the largest book that physically the largest book that he puts out, and you see the size there, relative size, so that fits in there well. Just thought, give you a visualization. Let's see. In comparison, it is about, this is an iPad. An iPad will slide right in there. I would not do that without a case, but you know, just so you can see the size. Here's a sleeve. I'll just drop that in. And it actually fits just fine, but it kind of does fill up the whole compartment. Actually, that's pretty convenient. I hadn't thought of that. Alright, cool. So if you're an iPad person, which I am, sold on that. Alright. So there's, you know, equal water bottle pockets on each side, so you can distribute the weight evenly if you're taking 2 water bottles. If you're taking one, I would just throw it in one of these, maybe in this middle compartment, just to distribute the weight evenly. This bag is designed to be just as light and thin as possible, and it does not hold a form. It does not have its own shell, you know, or shape. Is that the right word? So, anyway, just to give you an example of what I've got in here right now, it's a goldfish thing for my daughter, her beanie, keep her warm if we're in that situation, a couple diapers, you know, more snacks. Baby wipes is much larger than I would actually carry on a day hike, but you get the point. And inside is actually a little clip, a little O-ring there. You could clip your hotel key or hostel key or whatever there, or maybe some other, if you had a little pouch that held your documents, I would put it there, clip it to that long before I put it in the front here. Most anywhere in Europe, no one's going to be stopping you to check your documents, so unless you're traveling to an airport or something, so it's not necessary to have quick access to that, rather it be in a secure spot. There's no internal compartments or zippers. That'd be kind of cool, especially for passports, but you can fashion your own, as we just discussed. These zippers seem pretty solid. They got the little Rick Steves logo on there, that's pretty cool, but they're pretty solid, I think. I don't know how it would take to a lot of strain and use, but it looks pretty good. So far, so good. It's made out of microfiber. This is obviously not the only color that they have. They come in all shades, from basic black to some kind of teal, if you're, you know, of that persuasion. I like this color, burnt orange. My wife got me that. It's pretty durable fabric, as I understand. We had some couches that were microfiber, and they held up great, easy to clean. So I haven't spilled anything. Spilled a little coffee in there, just to test it out. But so it seems like a solid buy at about $20, depending on the color. On Amazon, you'll find them from between $18.95 to $23.95, I believe. They're also available, you know, from different retailers or in store or on eBay or ricksteves.com. So yeah, it looks like a solid buy. Now this is something you're not going to want to carry as like your main bag. This is something that it's made to be a really fold and go. I mean, you can see how small I can make that right there without even trying. And it doesn't wrinkle. It doesn't show any sign of being mashed, which is part of Rick Steves' philosophy. Travel light. I guess I should keep that in the view. So if you have like a main bag and then you're going to go on a day trip and you're not taking all your stuff with you, this is the bag you would use. That came up for my wife and I. We were on a little 10-day trip to Italy on our way home from Ukraine, and we would load up this shoulder bag here, you know, the man bag, with all of our day's essentials like I just showed you. And you know, with the one shoulder strap, you know, pulling it this way, that just gets heavy after a few hours, and you know, it's not unbearable or impossible, but I would choose to have 2 straps of a backpack over that. And so I wouldn't put anything in this, or plan to put anything in this where it's like one solid object. That's going to really mess up the distribution of weight, like a SLR camera. And if you're planning on, carrying like a large camera or something similar to that, you're probably going to be looking at something more specific to a camera bag. One other thought is you could just get a piece of foam from a fabric store, or just if you have some laying around, and just lay it in the bottom. Once you got to your destination, you're going to start out on your day hike. You could even measure it just according to this bottom section here where you see the seam lines. It's probably about 4 inches by 8 inches. I've done that with another bag, with this man bag here, and just as an example, just a little piece of foam, and that could actually, depending on the thickness, that could help it hold its shape if you wanted to do that. But if you're one of those people like me, I tend to just like carry my camera in my hand, so that wouldn't be a problem with the Rick Steves bag. I just hold that, and I'm too busy shooting to have it in the bag, hopefully. Or if you just use a point and shoot type camera, then that's no problem to keep that in the Rick Steves bag. One thing I noticed when I was carrying this on the little hike the other day was that it's pretty small. I mean, as you can see, I don't have another bag to compare it to, but it's small for a backpack. And I had to cinch it about in the middle of the strap options there. The cinches are pretty nice. They're real easy to work with. To get it to stay kind of at a good balanced spot on my back, not too high, not eating into my armpits, but not too low where it's banging against the small of my back. That's just one thing. One inherent, part about the design is getting it to balance right. I just wouldn't overload this bag just for comfort, not because I'm afraid that the bag's gonna tear or anything like that. I hope that has been informative for you. Check out my blog. It's ilovesevastopol.com, and I've got Ukraine and Sevastopol specific information on there, so check it out. Hit me up in the comments if you have any more questions. Thanks a lot.